Shalom ubracha, peace and blessings. I hope this message finds you and everybody you love healthy and well. I wanted to bring two programs to your attention before we begin with our Parsha notes. On Sunday, November 23rd at 9 a.m. we'll be sponsoring a breakfast for the community, and at 9:30 we will be having a presentation on the Portsmouth Peace Treaty of 1905 and the participation of the Portsmouth Jewish community. This promises to be a worthwhile event, and I encourage you, if you are available, to please join us. On Monday, November 24th, the faith communities of the greater Portsmouth area will be coming together at Temple Israel for the Interfaith Thanksgiving service. We'll be host to approximately 12 other communities. I encourage you to please join us at this program on Monday, November 24th at 7 p.m. This week's Parsha is titled Toldot. It speaks about the family of Yitzchak and Rivka, of Isaac and Rebekah. The Torah portion tells us that Yitzchak and Rivka struggled with a familiar problem, infertility. And after 20 years, Esav and Yaakov are born. Esav is born first, and Yaakov is born holding on to Esav's heel. Yitzchak and Rivka experience a famine and travel to the land of the Plishtim where they settle. Yitzchak is very successful at cultivating his land, and this success leads him to financial success as well. The Plishtim are jealous of the success that he has cultivating the land, and he ends up in conflict with them over the land as well as the wells that he redigs, wells that his father Avraham had dug previously. Yitzchak digs a third well, and a peace treaty is reached in which he and the Plishtim are able to drink from the sweet waters of the well. It is interesting that generations later, the children of Yitzchak are fighting with the Plishtim, the Palestinians, over Eretz Yisrael, the land of Israel, and its resources. This history gives us a glimmer of hope that it is possible to reach an accord in which we both recognize the humanity and the needs of each other. One can argue that the Plishtim which Yitzchak experienced are not the modern day Arab Palestinians of today. And although the current situation does not give us a glimmer of hope, especially in light of the horrid attack on a synagogue during tefillah, during prayer, yesterday morning, we need to hold on to the reality that the Bnei Avraham, the children of Abraham, both from his marriage to Sarah and the descendants of his other wife, Hagar, can and have lived together in peace. I'm of course referring to the golden age of Spain, which lasted roughly from the 10th through 12th centuries, in which Jews and Muslims peacefully coexisted and benefited from each other. This time did exist, and it can exist again. And even during our darkest moments of grief, and we experience grief and outrage over the recent attack, we must not lose sight of the hope that someday we, the children of Sarah, and our cousins, the children of Hagar, will recognize the humanity in each other and come to an understanding that we ultimately show the greatest respect to the Creator by learning to love and respect each other. The Torah reading tells us that Yitzchak favored Esav, while Rivka favored Yaakov, the more spiritual of her two children. Yitzchak is going to bless Esav, and Rivka feels the blessing should go to her younger son, Yaakov. Yaakov and Rivka conspire to deceive Yitzchak, now blind, into giving the blessing to Yaakov, the younger son. Esav returns from the field and feels deprived, demanding a blessing from his father as well. The two brothers end up in mortal conflict. The reality of this family dynamic is a difficult one that we often see in families. And the Torah is not apologetic about the function and dysfunction of our patriarchal families. In a way, by seeing the human side of our patriarchs and matriarchs, we're able to accept the humanity within our own families. We can look at the dynamics that existed then and try to identify similar dynamics in our own families and address them before they reach a point of strife, God forbid. But even when they do, even when we find strife within families, we can take solace from the reality that Yitzchak and Esav ultimately did come together as brothers. May we be blessed with the opportunity to cultivate our children in healthy, nurturing, loving environments that realizes and builds upon the strengths that are unique to each of our children and compensates for their challenges as well. And if, God forbid, we find ourselves in a place of conflict, may we be blessed with the opportunity to reconcile that conflict as well.